For over a decade, Frank Thomas was the heart and soul of the Chicago White Sox. A two-time American League MVP and one of the most feared hitters of the 1990s, the Big Hurt symbolized power, patience, and professionalism. But while his place in the franchise's history is undeniable, the final chapter of his White Sox tenure was marked by frustration, injury, and a deepening rift with the team's front office. By 2005, Thomas was no longer the dominant force he once was. Injuries had taken a toll on the 37-year-old slugger, especially to his lower body. A severe foot injury limited him to just 34 games that year. Although he managed to hit 12 home runs in that short span, he was clearly not the player he had once been. Meanwhile, the White Sox, built around pitching, defense, and speed, were thriving without their longtime star in the everyday lineup. As Chicago surged to a division title and eventually a World Series, Thomas watched most of it from the sidelines. It was a bittersweet experience for a player who had endured years of losing seasons while putting up Hall of Fame numbers. He had been the face of the franchise for 15 years, yet his body wouldn't allow him to be part of its greatest triumph on the field. The emotional distance between Thomas and the organization had been growing for years. He had clashed with White Sox general manager Kenny Williams in the past, with tensions arising over contract negotiations, injuries, and perceived slights. Thomas often felt the front office failed to appreciate his loyalty and contributions, while the team increasingly viewed him as aging and injury-prone. Things came to a head in the off-season following the 2005 championship. The White Sox, prioritizing roster flexibility and durability, declined Thomas's option, effectively cutting ties with their longtime star. The move itself was not unexpected, but the way it was handled deeply angered Thomas. He found out through a phone call and later told reporters he felt disrespected and discarded. The front office, particularly Williams, was blunt in response. Williams told reporters, "We're moving on," and at one point referred to Thomas as an injury waiting to happen. Thomas fired back, calling Williams classless. What could have been a graceful farewell for a franchise icon turned into a public war of words. In 2006, Frank Thomas signed with the Oakland Athletics and promptly silenced critics by hitting 39 home runs and driving in 114 runs, finishing fourth in American League Most Valuable Player voting. It was a powerful reminder that the Big Hurt still had something left in the tank, and a subtle rebuke of those in the White Sox front office who had given up on him. Though the ending in Chicago was rough, time eventually softened the wounds. Thomas's number 35 was retired by the team in 2010, and he was later inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 2014 wearing a White Sox cap. But his departure in 2005 remains a complex moment, one where loyalty, ego, and the realities of aging in pro sports collided.